You ever have that feeling you're sitting at a table with your friends, maybe your family, and you look up and realize nobody's really there? Everyone's just staring at their own little glowing rectangle. It's this wild paradox of our time, right? We have never been more connected, technologically speaking, but a lot of us feel more alone than ever. Okay, let's get into this. Let's talk about this invisible barrier. So I want to start by asking you something directly. Just think about it for a second. How many conversations did you have today where you were 100% locked in? No phone in your hand, no part of your brain waiting for a notification, just present. It's kind of tough to answer, isn't it? Well, that feeling, that disconnect when someone you're with pulls out their phone, it's not just you. It is a very real thing. It's this invisible barrier we're all trying to deal with. And you know what? It actually has a name.
It's called phubbing. Yeah, phubbing. It's a mashup of the words phone and snubbing, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Researchers defined it as the act of ignoring the actual, real-life human being in front of you in favor of your phone. It's not a new idea. People used to hide behind newspapers, but this is different. It's constant, and it is absolutely everywhere.
And listen, this isn't just some slang word we made up. The term first popped up around 2012, and since then, it's become a serious field of study. I'm talking about actual scientists and psychologists writing peer-reviewed papers on this, trying to figure out what it's doing to us in our relationships. It's a big deal. So why is this so hard to resist? Here's the kicker. It's not entirely our fault. It's not just a lack of willpower. The entire digital world we live in is literally engineered to pull our attention away from each other. We are fighting a system that is, by its very nature, designed for distraction. To give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, get this. The average user spends 50 minutes, 50, every single day just on Facebook. That's nearly an hour a day on one single app. Think about that. Where does that time come from? Well, it's often chipped away from the moments in between, from the very conversations we're supposed to be having. And here's the playbook. This is how they do it. None of this is an accident. Infinite scroll? That means you never reach a natural stopping point. Autoplay videos? They just pull you right into the next thing without you even making a choice. And push notifications? Come on, those are designed specifically to interrupt whatever you're doing in the real world. It's all run by algorithms that learn exactly what keeps you hooked. And then there's the really sneaky stuff. There's a name for it, dark patterns. This is when the design is intentionally built to trick you or make you do things you don't want to do. You know, like when it's super hard to find the unsubscribe button, or when a pop-up tries to shame you into signing up for something. It's an architecture that's actively working against us. And if you need any more proof, just look at what the researchers are focusing on. The top two areas in phubbing studies are technology and psychology. They are nearly tied. That tells you everything, doesn't it? This whole battle is being fought on two fronts, the tech itself and the way that tech exploits our own brains. Okay, so this leads to a really important point. This isn't just about annoying habits at the dinner table. This constant designed distraction is having a huge effect that's scaling up from our personal lives to, well, to society itself. It's creating what you could call the great disconnect. So you have this promise, right? The promise of technology was a global village where we could talk to anyone, anywhere, and access all the information in the world. But what's the reality for a lot of people? Feeling alone in a crowded room, getting trapped in these personalized echo chambers, and now we're seeing people in the same country living in two completely different realities. This comment from a Reddit user, the Stoic Crane, just hits so hard. They talk about seeing how people in the same country are having these wildly opposite experiences to the point where they can't even begin to understand each other's perspectives. It just doesn't even register. That's powerful. And here's the engine behind that. An algorithm's only job is to keep you watching. And the easiest way to do that, just show you more stuff you already agree with. Over time, that builds a wall around you. It doesn't just shield you from different ideas, it actually starts to chip away at your ability to feel empathy. Because if your reality is the only one you ever see, it becomes almost impossible to imagine how someone else could see things differently. So, yeah, that all sounds pretty heavy, doesn't it? It can feel like we're just pawns in this big game. But that brings us to the most important question of all. If we're being pulled apart by design, can we choose to pull ourselves back together? The answer, thankfully, is yes. 100% yes. But it takes work. It takes practicing a skill that feels almost radical today. It's the art of presence. It's about consciously choosing to be right here, right now. I absolutely love this quote from Adam Tobin at Stanford. He was talking about something simple. Paraphrasing. You know, when you really listen to someone and then say back what you heard in your own words, he says when you do that, you're kind of extending the now. You're not rushing ahead. You're choosing to stay in that shared moment, together, for just a little longer. That, right there, is the heart of it. So here's a fantastic, practical guide from a user on Reddit. It's not about being witty or clever. It's a whole different mindset. First, ask better questions. Show you're actually interested. Don't just fire off a list. Second, open up a little. A real conversation is a two-way street. Third, control the pace. And fourth, and this one is huge, get comfortable with silence. That little pause doesn't have to be your cue to grab your phone. Sometimes that's where the real connection gets a chance to grow. Okay, this is all great, but where do you start? Like, what can you do today, right after this? Let's make it super simple. Let's talk about your first step. Here's your toolkit, 4 simple things. First, actually talk to your family about tech boundaries. Second, create a sacred space, like the dinner table, and make it a hard and fast, no phone zone. Third, next time you're talking to someone, try that paraphrasing trick to really listen. And finally, the next time there's a lull in the conversation, just try to resist, just for a few seconds. See what happens when you just sit in that silence instead of immediately filling it. This quote just wraps it all up perfectly. A conversation isn't just the words, it's the silences. It's your attitude, your presence. The whole point is to get to a place where you can express yourself truthfully and where you make it safe for the other person to do the same. So I'll leave you with this one thought. After all this, the phubbing, the dark patterns, the great disconnect, it really all boils down to a single choice, repeated over and over. So what's the one conversation, just one, that you will choose to be fully and completely present for today?